Hello YouTube, do you want to see what a true Scottish summer looks like? Let's go. Anyway, jokes aside, welcome back everybody, and today is a summer in Scotland kind of vlog for you. I'm very excited for today because it's sunny in Scotland, it's warm. I'm going to the beach not once but twice today. It's a Sunday, that means we have a whole day to ourselves. So first I'm heading to the beach with my parents, my dog. We're taking my paddleboard as well. Not sure we'll be able to use it, but we'll see how it goes because I'm actually scared of standing up on the paddleboard in the wind. It's not too bad today, so I think we should be fine. And then this evening I'm going for an evening beach yoga in Portobello in a dip afterwards with, I think her name is Jess Yoga on Instagram. She is quite an established yoga teacher in Edinburgh, and it's my first time going with my best friend, so I'm taking you along, very excited. So I need to show you what I usually take to the beach in Scotland because you just need to be prepared, right? I don't have too much, but because I'm doing two different things without coming back home, I have a big bag. First things first, we need a bag. And this is my new bag from the Haze design. I got it at the event and it's a perfect kind of beach bag or any kind of bag, to be honest. I've got my water bottle here, two different towels, one towel for the beach that I'm going to now and then one towel later because we will be doing a dip as well. And then I've got things like my bucket hat, my Kindle obviously, and then you know, things like a phone. I also have a tripod for the camera obviously, and then something that's not going to fit in this bag and I actually might need to take either a second one, my yoga mat for beach yoga later today. And because we do live in Scotland and evenings can still be chilly, especially after you had been, you know, in the sea, I'm taking trackies and a hoodie to make sure I'm warm and ready to go home this evening. And I'm taking a spare swimsuit because I want to get a little bit of tan on during the day but then also be comfortable. So for the yoga I'm taking a one-piece swimsuit from M&S and then my old Gymshark shorts that I will then take off and go into the sea. For my footwear I'm taking my favourite pair of Birkenstocks because there's just no shoes that are better than this for the beach. So yeah, let's go. So, I don't know if you can see me well, but we're about to get in the water with the paddleboard. And if you can hear me at all, here's Costa, my brother. Yay, let's see. Costa, how is it feeling?
Feels weird.
Feels weird?
Yeah.
So, we managed to get on the paddleboard. And this is what we can see. We're at the Seacliff beach. And just me and my brother. Costa. Yeah, here we go. This is what summer in Scotland should all be about. And we are trying to not to fall. I think we'll be fine. We need to go the other way. Okay, we just got chucked off by a wave, but we're doing fine. No, honestly, who knew this could be so much fun? We've actually had a paddleboard for like a year, but we haven't managed to take it out to the sea at all. And today the weather is like great. The water is actually not cold enough to wear like a wetsuit or any booties. So it's perfect for this. So, you know, Scottish summers are getting hotter and it allows us to do these things without too much prep. just got to Portobello, just sitting on a bench waiting for the yoga class. We have about 15 minutes and it's lovely. It's a little bit cold and I think I might just exercise in my hoodie and just probably like take off layers as I go, but it's still sunny, it's lovely weather, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's the first time I'm doing something like this, so very excited because I already had a sea swim. I know it's not too cold today, so I'm definitely going in for sure. And what a wholesome day, and I was so happy that I could take you along to show what I would do with my family, but then also what I would do on my own or with my friends later for summer in Scotland, if you like. It's a really good day today. It's about 23 degrees, I think, maximum today, so obviously we'll get colder in the evening, but that's kind of like how I would prefer to live my life in Edinburgh in Scotland when the weather's this great. Just enjoy the sea, enjoy the sunshine, and not being stuck in the city centre in Edinburgh where it's too hot and there's too many people, especially in August. So if you're looking for a chill day in Edinburgh or around Edinburgh, just take yourself to the beach. I promise it's worth it. I did also pick up a little treat whilst I wait. I just had a flat white, and then I got this kind of like a blueberry muffin with some cream from the beach house, which is a good place to go for pancakes or lunch brunch, whatever you want when you are in Portobello.
But yeah, we'll go yoga and then optional bits in a lying down book.
Hi everyone, I'm back home after what must have been the most wholesome Sunday I have had in a while. And I told you, like, Scottish summer is just special. And actually, the reason why I am sitting down with you here right now is because sometimes, it's useful to just like sit down, think, and reflect on everything that happened in a particular day or a week. And I often see people doing the same on Instagram. They do like reflection stories. And also, I thought we could do a little chat, wind down together this Sunday. It's just hit 9 p.m. and I'm about to get ready for bed. I got my bedtime tea that I actually haven't had in a while. It's a mix of peppermint tea with some actual dried mint leaves as well that I had from last summer. So, as you would have seen, I had pretty much spent the whole day on the beach. So I had a breakfast in the morning at home and then went to Seacliff with my parents, my brother and my dog, taking our paddleboard to the sea for the first time, which was a huge success because we're actually able to stand and swim and have a lot of fun. And partially because the weather and the water were actually warm, like your ankles and your wrists didn't hurt anymore as it usually does in Scotland if you don't have a full-on wetsuit. So it was really nice. We probably spent like an hour in the water, maybe more, and then we had some food. We had like a barbecue on the beach. I had some time to read, and then my parents dropped me off at Portobello Beach, where I had a yoga class and then another dip in the sea with my best friend Alexa. It was all guided by a girl called Jess, and her Instagram is Jess Yoga as well, which is really nice. I've been following her for a while but haven't done any classes, and I'm so glad I did. There were actually some new poses that I haven't done before. I'm by no means like even intermediate in yoga, but I just do it sometimes, so it was nice to do something new and something different. And it was just so lovely to just run into the sea once again with everybody. And now I'm home and it's 9 p.m. and I'm getting ready for the week of work. And I thought, okay, let's reflect, because I was having quite a few thoughts today, and I think some of them are kind of like a lot more positive, some others are still a bit like, a little bit negative. So, quite often, and I know quite a lot of people for whom Sunday is the day of doing nothing, and that is totally valid. Sometimes all you want to do is just be at home, do nothing, chill, read a book, and that's totally valid. However, sometimes I think it's really nice to actually push yourself to do something that you might actually not do every Sunday. Like today for me, I went to the beach not once but twice, and I wasn't doing anything difficult for me, and I had the most wonderful day, and I had the most wholesome Sunday ever, which definitely will go down in my memory books for me, because it was something that I've been wanting to do this summer for a while, and then we finally got to do it in August. And at the same time, definitely something to journal about, definitely something to, like put away in my memory box and think about as one of the loveliest Sundays in summer in Scotland I've ever had. And I hope you enjoyed also following that along. On top of that, I actually ran a podcast with my best friend, and we had an episode. It's a lifestyle podcast. So we had an episode about summer planning, and that episode went live at some point in May, and we are now in August. So it's kind of like getting to the close of summer, and I realized that I actually haven't done all that much from that list. And today I ticked off 2 major things. So it's like having obviously a dip in the sea, a day in the beach on my favorite beach, and yoga outdoors. So it's really nice to have to tick off 2 things at once. And then another thing that made me reflect quite a bit. So I've put on a bit of weight in the last year or so, and by about April or May, I started feeling very uncomfortable in my own body. I've never really been, skinny by the definition of what that is. Maybe when I was 19, I'm 28 now, and I've always been active. I've always been doing some sort of fitness, but I've always been like a little bit overweight. And yeah, so this year I've kind of like put my work in front of me, and I've put on maybe like 5 kilos on top of kind of like what I've already had, and it made me feel super uncomfortable, and it still does. So I'm making active changes to make myself feel better, not look better, because that kind of comes with it anyway. But first things first, I want to feel better. And something that I started feeling in the last probably a month or so is that I feel a lot better than I look, if that makes sense. So when we were doing the yoga, I recorded like basically myself from the back just to see, and I obviously wanted to use it for content and all sorts of things like that. So, and I was rewatching the footage, and I was like, I'm actually a bit larger than I feel, if that makes sense. So I'm very curious about what other people think about that. Like, does it ever happen to you? Do you often feel better than you actually look? Because, well, obviously not everyone records themselves all the time, but I do it quite often. And sometimes what I feel inside does not match what, like I actually then see later on the recording. So that kind of like put me in a slightly like lower mood, because I was like, oh, I was feeling a lot leaner, a lot stronger. But then when I look in the video, I was like, I actually don't look like I feel a lot better, which I think is fantastic. And that kind of like pushed me, okay, like we have a lot more to work on, obviously, but it's such a mismatch in the way of, feeling and looking, and probably not something that I realized before, because prior to this moment, whenever I would like record myself doing something at the gym, it would probably match. Like, I feel horrible, and I was like, I look horrible, or I feel great, I look great, kind of sort of thing. And it didn't happen today, and it was very interesting because I was like very confused. I still am, and I'm just wondering if it happened to anyone else, or if anyone would have any advice on how to handle that sort of thing. But that's kind of like 2 main reflections. And another thing, if there's something that's been on your list for a very long time, I suggest you just put it in your calendar, you just do it, whether do it on your own, whether you do it with a friend, with a family member, doesn't matter, just do it. There are a lot of things that I've been wanting to do or still want to do, and I do sometimes do those things on my own because it's totally okay if there's no one else to do it with you. You know, don't be afraid to go out on your own and just do things or join in a community. Like this yoga class, for example, there were so many other girls who came in their own and they started chatting to other people. And it's just lovely to see. So I feel like this has turned into a deep reflection of one's body and mind, but hoping that kind of like helps you get to know me a little better, because I feel like I'm always, on the go, always doing something on this channel. And I thought sitting down and just chatting a little bit after one of the loveliest Sundays of, I would say, not only this summer, but also this year. And now I'm ready for the week ahead. I have quite a few things to do tomorrow. It's my freelance day, so I am making my own schedule. I have a couple of meetings, a couple of things to do, live admin, and part of it is editing this video so you all can see it as soon as possible. And last time I checked, we've hit 700 subscribers on this channel, which is a huge number if you think about putting all these people in the same room. So I'm very grateful for every single one of you and looking forward to growing this community, getting to know you better. So if you didn't make it to the end of this video, please leave it a like, leave me a comment, tell me a little bit about yourself, why you following, or what brought you into this video. I would really love to know. And then hopefully we'll see you in the next vlog. Not sure what that next vlog will be yet, or video. We'll see what that's going to be, but I'll definitely see you there. I'm also posting a lot of shorts at the moment too, so see you there again. And if you'd like to check out my podcast, it's called Matcha Morning Club. We are on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's the newest baby of mine. I'm very proud of it, and obviously we want to bring it to as many people as possible. We had great feedback so far, and if you're interested in beach yoga or any kind of yoga in Edinburgh, please do follow Jess Yoga. I will pop her account down here. She does quite a lot of things. She actually is doing a yoga retreat in Mallorca as we speak, I think. So do check her out because it was one of the loveliest yoga classes I've ever had. So thanks so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video.